I'm Deepak Chopra. You're watching New Realities.
Tonight's program is made possible by Soul Search, the new online platform for the spiritually awakened conscious community. Click here on the QR code to register.
I'm going to turn it over to Deborah to introduce another beloved presenter that I'm so grateful he's here. And here's Deborah to tell you all about it.
Gary Zukav is the author of 4 consecutive New York Times bestsellers, and you will probably know him by his legendary bestseller, The Seat of the Soul. He was on Oprah many times and has become a voice of the human potential movement in a really deep way of spirituality. His books have sold 6 million copies and they're published all over the world. And we got to meet him and ask him to come on the show, and he was so gracious, and he's been with us several times. We did a special event with him that was really amazing. And Gary, we are so happy to have you with us live tonight. Thanks for taking time during your busy reality to be with her and share us about what you see happening in this world. What's happened in the last 2 years? What have we gone through? What have we transformed? And what's next?
Deborah, it's so good to see you and Scott again and to be in this wonderful endeavor. Congratulations on 2 years. That's really a beautiful gift that you two have given. And every time that I've participated with you, the gathering has become more and more powerful. And this one is yet more powerful. Everyone from Nina and Neil to Matt and to Sunanda and Shekinah and Kristen, thank you so much. Thank you. And it has been quite a 2 years, hasn't it? And we've learned a lot, and we've talked about that. I'd like to bring your attention to a larger focus, the last 300,000 years. And I'm picking that time not because it's a beginning. What begins when and what ends when, from the perspective of the soul. But about 300,000 years ago is when humans came into being. And for 300,000 years, we've had a particular consciousness. And we have to have this larger context in order to appreciate the magnitude of what we're encountering and are in the midst of now. For most of that 300,000 years, all but about 20 of them, we have been, for the most part, a 5-sensory species. We've been confined to the 5 senses and to understanding what the 5 senses can provide us with the intellect. Now, a new consciousness is entering. Human consciousness itself is transforming, and that's what's happening now. And compared to the 300,000 years of the evolution of 5-sensory humankind, this evolution is happening with explosive speed, startling speed, faster than a heartbeat from the perspective of the previous evolutionary time. Hundreds of millions of people are being touched by the new consciousness. That many and much more are still 5-sensory. And we're in this time of transition, where we have 1 foot in the old consciousness and 1 foot in the new. In the new consciousness, the understanding of power was the ability to manipulate and to control. And I'm mentioning these things because that understanding of power that used to be the way that we evolved, our good medicine, has now become poisonous. It's toxic. It's counterproductive to our evolution. It produces only violence and destruction. That old understanding of power is external power. And the new understanding of power that comes with the new consciousness is the alignment of the personality with the soul, with harmony and cooperation and sharing and reverence for life. But this new power is a potential. It's not a done deal. multisensory perception, the experience of the new consciousness beyond the limitations of the five senses. That is a gift from the universe. And so many of us are being touched by it now, and within a few generations, everyone will be multisensory. But creating the new kind of power, authentic power, is now our evolutionary path. Our evolutionary path is taking us directly, or in most cases indirectly, toward love. But no matter what path we're taking, that's where it's going. All roads lead to home, but some roads are longer and more difficult, and some roads are more direct and blissful. How do you take the direct and blissful road? Well, it's not as easy as it might sound. In my experience, the only way to enter the love that Sunanda and Shekinah were sharing with us, that Kristen was expressing, that all of us are feeling on a permanent, ongoing, stabilized basis. And that's important. On an ongoing, permanent, stabilized basis. The only way to create that is to find, which means experience fully within yourself, everything that prevents it. And everything that prevents it in yourself is an expression of fear. Jealousy, anger, resentment, vengeance, superiority, inferiority. To find all of these things, experience them, and not act on them while you are experiencing them. And that's where the rubber meets the road, because to experience a part of your personality that originates in fear requires commitment and courage, because they hurt. They really hurt. It's not poetical. They hurt. And the other aspects of your personality, like gratitude, appreciation, caring, patience, awe of the universe, those are always there too. And so when you're experiencing a part of your personality that originates in fear, you always have the option to move your attention and your attention to a loving part of your personality. And that is creating authentic power. That is the moment of transformation. That is the moment of self-mastery, or a beginning glimpse of it. Because also in my experience, because I didn't start as a spiritual person. I think now, looking at the universe, there's nothing that isn't spiritual. But I was addicted to sex. I could hardly wait to get into the Army. I was a Green Beret officer in Vietnam. I hunted for treasure in the Florida Keys. I did everything I could, but it was all focused on the external world and all for me. So the way to love is challenging. And that challenge is the reason we are here. So in other words, the frightened parts of your personality are not obstacles to your spiritual growth. They are your avenues to spiritual growth, as Matt, I feel in his beautiful way, was expressing to us. Anytime you're angry or jealous, or you need sex, or you need to masturbate, or you need to shop or gamble, or you're a perfectionist or a workaholic, and you really experience those, what you are experiencing as a gracious gift from the universe is a part of your personality that you must experience and move beyond in order to give the gifts that you were born to give. You can't give those gifts when you're angry or vengeful or jealous. And it's in giving the gifts that you were born to give that meaning and purpose and joy enter your life. It's in giving those gifts that you and love become the same. So we are just entering this new consciousness, and everything that we've seen in this beautiful gathering is a fruit of it. It's the nectar of it. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. As we're moving from 5 sensory to multi-sensory, we can already feel the call of another domain of experience, the universal human. And so as we create authentic power, we become emerging universal humans. And the new world that we are longing for and intending to build, the new social structures that will replace those that are disintegrating now, emerge from authentically powerful humans. And the next stage of our evolution is the universal human. A human that is beyond nation, beyond religion, beyond culture, beyond ethnic group, beyond gender. A human whose allegiance is to life with a capital L first and everything else second. For example, if I were a universal human, I would say, I am a universal human first and a male second. I'm a universal human first and an American second. I'm a universal human first and a grandfather second. I'm a universal human first and everything else second. The universal human is now calling to us, even as we are learning how to be and how to use multisensory perceptions as our species moves from 5 sensory limitations to the much less limited perception, the impersonal perception of the soul, or multisensory perceptions. And that's where creating authentic power comes into the picture. That's where courage and commitment and compassion and conscious communication and actions come into the picture. That's where we come into the picture. Who else could be in the picture? It's such a joy to be with you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you to all whom I've seen from the beginning of the show and all who will now appear after. As Neil said, everyone has gifts to give, precious gifts to give. Listen to them carefully. Use them if you resonate with them. See how you can apply them in your life. And that includes what I'm sharing with you now. Thank you so much.
Gary, thank you so much for being with us. And I just want to remind everybody that Gary has some wonderful offerings. And I really want to acknowledge his partner, Linda Francis, who's also been just a gem to work with in the times that we've had you on our show. So a big hello to Linda, if she can hear us. And there she
Come in
is.
and say hi.
Hi, Linda.
Scott, we've been loving the show. We've been with you all night, and it's been so beautiful. And
Deborah.
wow.
Dear Deborah.
And Deborah, where are you,
you.
Deborah?
I'll bring Deborah on.
So grateful for all that you put together, and all the dear people that we know, some we know and some we don't. And Kristen, oh my gosh, the energy and the co-creation between you and Shakina and Sananda today was just unbelievable. But I knew that about you the moment I met you.
I believe it.
So long ago.
I love you so much, Linda and Gary. So beautiful to be here with you.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew it the minute I met you too. It was like soul family reunion.
And we still have Marianne Williamson coming up next.
Oh my goodness.
And other amazing things. So I do want to briefly just take people to the Seat of the Soul Institute. And I know you have all sorts of resources, events, programs, the Journey to the Soul program, and of course your books, your beautiful, beautiful books. So all things Gary and Linda live at seatofthesoul.com. And thank you for being such a precious part of Global Peace Tribe. And Thank you so much. We love you very much. Thank you for being with us tonight.
During these extraordinary times, are you seeking friends and collaborators, like-minded, brilliant, beautiful souls who want to be a part of creating the new earth? Here is the answer. Welcome to Soul Search. Soul Search is the high-frequency global online destination for spirituality and consciousness, where people from around the globe like you come together for spiritual exploration. This is a multi-dimensional community for spiritual seekers, healers, teachers, and guides for the global awakening. With Soul Search, the spiritual seeker can easily search for and connect with healing modalities, spiritual teachings, practices, and practitioners. You can explore high-vibrational online and in-person spiritual events across the globe. Within the Soul Search community, you can join groups or take courses for your spiritual journey. With Soul Search, you are part of an inclusive, growing global community for consciousness. For spiritually conscious practitioners, Soul Search connects you to a global audience seeking your services. Build your credibility with a robust profile that demonstrates your expertise and experience. Post client reviews, articles, videos, photos, and audio. You can create secure and private online communities for your groups and clients. Be a part of an awakening community for spirituality where you can collaborate and connect with practitioners and seekers. Whether you are a spiritual seeker, healer, or just curious, join soulsearch.io today. Don't miss out on this opportunity to be part of our high vibrational community for the global awakening. We're excited to be connecting with your soul and radiant light.